Welcome back to another rendition of Floral Foolishness.
Sports.
Oh, yeah, it's Island time here on Floral Foolishness, the worldwide leader in dumbass sports news.
And women's basketball coverage, although this week I have none. I can't speak for my cohort here.
Shockingly, I have none either.
Who knew?
We may have to redo the intro eventually, but that's okay. It's not going to be this week, obviously. But this week, what you got in store if you've never joined in, we're going to talk about some real stupid shit inside and out of the world of sports. Some of it's going to be pretty fucking stupid. Not going to lie. Not going to lie. Um, all while rocking this crunchy island wear. Is that the Everton tarp?
It
Yep,
is.
it is the Everton
It
tarp.
is.
There you go. There you go. All right. So as always, I'm Stoczy joining me today, as always, is the Wrangler of Dragons, Jeremy Phelps. Let's go ahead and get started. Opening statement. What you got for the people?
So I have a lot of things that have happened this week and a lot of things I want to talk about, but I don't want opening statements to take the whole time. So I'm going to narrow it down to my two favorites. One is I saw a story about a man who truly might be a genius. Like we're all living on Earth and this dude's living on fucking Uranus. Um, I'm just going to read the story as it's written, and that'll make it make sense. I worked in an office where one numbnut decided to take his lunch break at 4 p.m. every day so he could leave early. Manager said to stop doing that, so he quit taking a lunch break Monday to Thursday. Then on Friday, he took all five lunch breaks at once and went home at noon. After that, the manager assigned everyone a lunch break. And if you didn't go during your sign hour, you didn't get a lunch break. All I'm saying is this dude might be a genius. Like
Don't
that,
hate the player. Do
that
not
is
hate the player.
you just found a cheat code without using the game genie, and you don't deserve to be punished for that. You just beat the game. You grandfathered yourself in. Nobody else can do that now, but you can't take that away from this guy. This guy beat the system. No
Mm-hmm.
lunch Monday through Thursday, and then you leave at noon on Friday. Genius, farmer. Genius. All right.
Yep.
The other one I got to talk about our favorite human on the planet here, Elon. So
Oh,
Elon, if you remember when Teslas came out, he said they were going to be affordable. Not the case. When you remember when Cybertrucks came out, Stoczy, what did he say a Cybertruck was going to cost? Like 40 grand, 30 grand?
yeah, it was like 37,000.
And that wound up being close to 200K. Apparently, he's getting ready to release an RV, and the RV he said was going to cost $17,000 and basically
Mm-hmm.
just replace homes because $17,000 is affordable. The new number on this RV that came out is they're going to be closer to the $56,000 range, not $17,000. Now, don't get me wrong, that's still affordable for a home, but this isn't a home, it's an RV. $17,000. Elon, you're wrong again, you dick. Stop lying to the people. Imagine if your job was to be like a construction estimator, and every day you went in, you were like, how much is this 37-story building going to cost in materials? About $400. You'd get fucking fired in a heartbeat. But Elon can be like, nope, 17 grand for an RV. Oh, it's 56? Oh, my bad, guys. My
And
dad owns a diamond mine.
and by the time that the RV actually comes out, it's going to be 250,000. Let's be honest.
No, it's going to be more expensive than a Cybertruck because it's basically double the size of a Cybertruck. It has a trunk big enough that you could fit a Subaru in it.
Ooh, or a bicycle.
Oh, classy.
Very classy. Wow. Yeah, two real bangers to start us out. I decided to go back to my stupid news article idea. Except I didn't go back to the like shocking headlines. I just went to USA Today.
Mhm.
Um, and so USA Today had this article that said 75 people got E. coli after eating at McDonald's. How can you avoid it? How can you avoid it indeed, USA Today?
Gee, this is a mind boggler.
What? Are you are you fucking serious? The answer's pretty simple. Like maybe don't eat at McDonald's every meal of
No,
every
that can't
day.
be it.
Nah, you're right.
That
That's
definitely
not
can't
it.
be it.
That's not
Eat
it.
eat something different at McDonald's?
I will have five mixed salads instead of my five
Eat
quarter pounders.
eat at a different McDonald's? McDonald's.
Yes, that's it.
Don't go to the one on your way to work. Go to the one a mile out of your way to work. Problem solved. No E. coli.
Mm, that's right. Your neighbor Steve's going to have all the E. coli and be like, USA Today lied to me. Wow. Yeah, just journalistic integrity has gone downhill. That's going to
That
come
is
up a little bit later, too.
an understatement. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Foreshadow.
Oh, that's what we are trying to do. We're trying to tease you and reel you in. We
Well,
are.
it's gone downhill because they clearly don't hire the right candidates. This is also a bit of foreshadowing. Actually, it's not at all. It's more so past shadowing. We haven't gotten contacted by Boston FC yet off of our awesome audition tape last week. I would have hired us on the spot, but clearly those dicks have no idea how to run a company.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, not one company that we've offered suggestions to is called, shockingly. Um, yeah, I don't
We're going to keep holding out. We're not going to them. Eventually, they're going to come to us.
know. One way or another. It'll probably be by way of a lawyer saying stop.
Hey, that's a win's a win. You don't ask how, you just ask what. There's some
just,
logic behind that somewhere.
just
And
like
if not, my mouse. Woo!
just like avoiding E. coli at McDonald's, you just ask what. That's
Don't
probably
ask
the whole
how.
article. Yeah.
Honestly, that's probably the end of the article. It's like, what's the answer? You don't ask what, you just ask how.
Oh man, it's moving in all kinds of directions. I can't keep
Look
up.
at me. I didn't see that one coming at all.
Oh Jesus. Speaking of folks who don't see anything coming at all, let's go ahead and get into our first topic. Despite the fact that the NCAA refuses to make any disciplinary decisions, the SEC will. This past weekend, after a questionable pass interference call against Texas safety Jahdae Barron, Texas fans delayed the game against Georgia by throwing beer cans, water bottles, and other colorful trash onto said field. As a result, the SEC is fining Texas a whopping $250,000 and requiring Texas to, quote, use all available resources, unquote, to stop this from occurring again. So, is this a fair punishment? And what available resources are you using to stop this from occurring again? So, let's start with, is this a fair punishment? Go for it.
No, I don't think it begins to scratch the surface. We need to make a statement because, as this showed, this is something that could happen any game. And if you don't punish it correctly, it will. I look at like streakers on the field, right? Like we still get dumbasses who go out and streak on the field because what's the punishment? You get like a night in jail and a fine. Like there's no hardcore punishment on that. Like it goes on your record. Okay, well, these people probably don't have high profile jobs anyway. So what does it really matter, right? I think you have to set the tone. I think you have to set the statement. And you're talking about a school who owns the Longhorn Network. So $250,000 is like fining you or me like $7. Like I'd be pissed about it, but it wouldn't really make a dent.
Oh no, I
Um,
can't buy another Big Mac at McDonald's.
I
No.
can only have 9 beers at the bar today instead of 10. But Daddy, I want one more.
Daddy, please. Yes, yes.
Daddy. Um, Side story about that. I was at a Queens lacrosse game like 4 years ago, and I'm standing just up top scouting, watching them play, and this random child gets to the top of the stairs and can't find his father and just goes, "Daddy." He was probably like 6 years old. It was a fucking hell of a day. It's one of my favorite things that's ever happened to me. Anyway, getting back on topic. So no, I don't think $250,000 does anything. Supposedly, anybody who was incorporated with this is going to basically be banned from games in the future. But how do we really prove that? Like at the end of the day, if they catch you on camera, just deny it and say, "Nah, bro, that wasn't me. I left at halftime. How would I know?" So no, I think a more fair and a more reasonable punishment would be fine them more money than one player's NIL. Like literally, their backup punter is probably making 250K in NIL right now at the University of Texas. There's a reason that Arch Manning for 2 years hasn't started, but he's still there. NIL. So no, I don't think that begins to scratch the surface. What I do think would be a fair punishment, and they'll never do it, but if we're talking about the idea of monetary discipline and disciplining the fans and setting a statement, trifecta, three things that the SEC and the NCAA won't do. What do? Their next home game, you ban fans from being in attendance, period. You're not allowed to have a single fan in the stands. You have to
Ooh.
refund every single person who's bought a ticket. You're going to have some furious season ticket holders who paid a lot of money for those season tickets. So not only are you now getting dinged a massive, massive penalty monetarily just from not being able to sell tickets to this game, but it makes a statement. If you want to come to our games, you can't behave like a dickhead or nobody can come to the next game. I think it sets the tone. I think it sets a precedent. But again, there's too much money to be lost for the SEC and the NCAA, so they'll never do it. There's just no reason to.
To add to your punishment, you could also ban tailgating, like within a 3 mile radius of the
Oh.
stadium too. Like if you could somehow enforce that. Oh
The
yeah,
issue with that, though, is then people are just going to drink and drive. And when I say drink and drive, I mean like drinking like horseback because this is Austin, Texas. But, drinking unicycle because keep Austin weird.
yeah. The unicycle, yes. The horse, I don't know. The horse might scare them. They might be like, Steve, I left you at the bar. How are you finding me? And then just
This
like
is
unicycle
Texas,
away.
where honestly your horse might drink and drive. I haven't
You
had
put
any beers tonight, officer. Yeah, but your horse has had 11.
Ossifer, you don't know me, and you get that saddle back on my back.
Hey, Steve has his Texas driver's license. You don't talk to him that way.
Oh man. Okay. So is this a fair punishment? There's a couple ways I'm gonna go with this. Number one, I think it goes back to an argument we have time and time again. Why can we not have good fucking officiating anywhere?
Facts.
Like, ah,
Facts.
come on. Like, it was it an overreaction? Slightly. Okay, just trying to be objective. It was a slight overreaction um of throwing
Yes,
stuff on the field.
sure.
Uh,
Although arguably somewhat warranted.
yeah, that's I think that's the root of the problem here. This was not like, the Dodgers Padres display a couple weeks back where the fans were just throwing trash on the field because the Padres were like doing well and then they sucked. So
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I'm going to take this Coors Wiser and fuck them up. Yeah. No, this was just frustration boiling over at some, um, and again, maybe unobjectively speaking here, but visually it did not look like they were an unbiased third team. So
It
we're just going
was
to leave it there.
arguably the biggest missed call of the season or miscall of the season. There's been some bad calls and there always
Mm-hmm.
is. To your point, arguably, and maybe the biggest game of the year, that might have been the worst call this entire season.
Yeah, it was atrocious. So from the school's perspective, is this a fair punishment? Honestly, I would say like 5, 10 years ago, they might not even have done anything about that, like the NCAA. So I think they thought we have to do something. Um, is it fair? $250,000. I mean, you're throwing a fucking pocket knife at a freight train with that, right? It doesn't do anything.
Well put.
Um, but I also think that nothing really should have been done about this to the school itself. I think that was an officiating thing. I know that they want to make sure this doesn't spiral out of control in the SEC, but I don't feel good about it. I'll be honest. I'll be honest. But we're going to play along with the second part, which is again, what available resources are you using to stop this from occurring again? And you could take it from the Texas perspective or any other stadium. Just preface your scenario.
Well, from the Texas perspective, I have a few. One is for every bottle that's thrown on the field, it's one more minute that the gates are locked and Bevo is let free. For those who don't know, Bevo is the Longhorn that lives inside that stadium. At least I assume he lives there. Maybe he lives on a ranch. Every bottle that gets thrown, we're letting Bevo loose, and the gates are locked. You're not getting out, motherfucker. So you better head to high ground. I don't know if Bevos can climb trees or not, but you better find one and hide. That's number one. Number two is for anyone who throws a bottle and gets caught through video or just being caught, period. Do you know their minister of what's he fucking called? The minister of like good times or something like that?
Are you talking about Matthew McConaughey?
Matthew
Yeah.
McConaughey is their minister of, I don't know, minister of getting drunk and tailgating, whatever he's the fucking minister of.
Hey,
Anyway,
he's the minister of all right, all right, all right.
exactly. So I think what happens is for every person who throws a bottle onto the field, Matthew McConaughey gets to key your Lincoln. I really do love the money that these Lincolns keep on giving me, but I also love the ability to go out and key them when you're a total dick. All right, all right, all right.
And if you have three infractions in one game, then Jim Carrey playing Matthew McConaughey in a Lincoln follows you around for a week, and you have to pay for all of his shit too.
While he's just randomly talking about the number 23. You see how many cars are on this highway? The intersection of 36th and 13th is 23. What if you look at that tree over there? Do you see there's 7 birds? If you added 16 more, there'd be 23 birds. But he doesn't like McConaughey voice, so he's like, you know how many birds there are over there? There's 16 more. Shoot, there'd be 23. It's like, I don't even know who to be upset with right now.
If you take the number 23 and divide it by 23 and add 22, you get 23. All right, all right, all right. Hey, stop at this here shit go. I'm going to go in and talk to the ladies. All right, all right.
I do have a couple other ones, though. Actually, I have one other one. I think that if you're at Notre Dame or the University of South Carolina and you get caught doing this, that you should have to, for credit, take Dr. Lou's English class, where the final exam is a oral exam. You call out of football, you tell me I answer it, I'll get out there and then we'll go football. What's the answer?
C.
I want multiple choice. Oh, you fail, you go pump football.
Oh, yeah. I love
The
that.
answer, by the way, was cover two defense. Anyway,
Damn it. I was that close. I just needed a couple more letters.
you were a fraction of the way there.
I was. No partial credit. Dr. Lou sucks.
Dr. Lou's a hard ass.
So why wouldn't he do that at Arkansas, too?
Well, because they already speak broken English. They probably ace, so that actually might be the easiest class on campus there. Football and broken English is what Arkansas does.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. All right.
Second easiest class on campus, Civil War Part 2. This isn't our Kansas. This is your Kansas. This is everyone's Kansas.
Oh, God. When I was looking up weird laws for one of our segments a while ago, mispronouncing Arkansas is like a crime in that state. So
As should be. Of all of the weird laws we found, that's the only one that should probably still be on the books.
yeah. Oh, it's still there. Yeah.
Dude, I've said it for years and I stick to it, right? But like the fact that you go to Canada and there's just places that randomly speak French for no fucking reason would be like if you went to Arkansas and some random dude was just speaking German for no reason. So it's like, hey, this is our Kansas. And some dude's like, oh yeah, das is our Kansas. This is good, yeah.
I mean, there were parts of Illinois that used to be like that a while ago, but not today. Yeah.
We get back to the olden days.
Yeah, where you just go into a bar and you just hear Schnell and then just get hit in the face with a beer bottle. Yeah, that'd be good.
Exactly.
All right, cool. So here are my two solutions, my available resources. And they're both specific to the first one's specific to Texas. And it's number one.
Tell me that's getting aggressive, dude. Hang on.
Well, okay, it could be applied to the South in general, but we'll give you that. And so here's the deal with it. All right. So what you have to do is you know how they'll have like these module things for kids to go onto learning management systems and they have to go through like the module. It's kind of like sexual harassment training, but for whatever the training is.
Yeah.
So they have one of those, but it's basically old 1990s recycling ads that featured prominent Democrats from the 1990s.
With all of them talking to Captain Planet.
Yeah, basically. And then at the end, Don Shield just like flips you off. But, but like all the videos are just like, hey there, kids. This is the President Bill Clinton. I live in that house back there. They call it the Oral Office, yeah. So now you have to go through these modules, and you're gonna learn why recycling can save the planet. It's gonna be gnarly. Yeah, and so you have to go through a whole series of those before you could go back to a Texas football game. So that's, or I guess anywhere in the South. So that's number one. I guess, oh, go for it.
No, I just said I like it. I'm a fan of that answer. I also just every time I think of Bill Clinton now, I think the Family Guy episode where he's like, "Now that's a cankle. Where does the ankle end and the calf begin?"
Oh, fine words, fine words. We're almost to the poetry slam. He's chomping at the bits.
Yeah.
The second one is a little bit more universal. And this is more, you're not going to stop the action, but you can redirect it, is kind of my idea here. And so the actual implementation is this: you take former Dare actors, put them on the concourse to go through their skits on repeat, and allow customers to throw their cans and trash at them instead.
I mean, what is football if not just performance art?
Exactly. And it's just a different form of it, right? So trying to distract them. Those are my couple ways.
I like it. I like it. Who's lagging right now? Is it you or me? Whose internet is unstable?
Mine isn't coming up like that, but
It's
I don't
probably
know.
mine then.
Who
Fucking
knows?
Xfinity.
I mean,
I don't know.
you're showing up. It's all good. You know what else is showing up? The Nardo Wick Poetry Slam, LFG. And hopefully this
Fuck
week we
yeah.
don't choose the same one. So go
No, I
ahead.
guarantee this week we're not going to choose the same one.
Okay.
All right.
Well, who you got? What you got?
So I had a Nardo teed up. It was by Moneyman and Key Glock, and it was going to be your standard everyday run-of-the-mill Nardo, and it was going to be solid. I'm not going to complain. It was going to be good. But in the last hour, I was listening to some music, and I don't know if you want to call them a hard rock band, whatever. I heard them on Liquid Metal. So there's a rock band called Ladrones, which is Spanish for thieves. They have a song called Así Cambio la Cosa, which I like. It's a really good song. It's a pretty cool song. I'm a fan of it. I also don't speak Spanish, so the whole song is in Spanish. Now, why this is relevant is I got in my mind after a couple beers listening to the song. I was like, I wonder what that means in English. Now, I went on to Google and brought up the first thing that I found, which is matchlyric.com. Matchlyric.com, I don't think does a very good job of translation, and that's where I'm going with this.
Yes.
So, according to matchlyric.com, again, good song recommended, Así Cambio la Cosa by Ladrones. It also says German when it comes up in language, which is not the case, which is probably a bad start to this and why it's so wrong. But here is the translation that it gives. I'll tell you what it's about. We were on a roll, smoking hard. I fall in love with money. We're not bad people. We did what was necessary. So far, through the first stanza, pretty good. Pretty straightforward. Then it takes a turn because the next line is, I went to the street fair. Hang on.
Oh, you go to
We're
that
talking
street
about
fair.
farmers. We're talking about farmers markets. I did what was necessary. We're not bad people. We love money. Then I went to the farmers market. What the fuck, dude? So from there we go. So that nothing is missing. If one comes out well, the next one comes out too. We learned that with 10. What you think is not what, dot, 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 what you think. It's true about the fish. that I weigh that too. Wait, what?
Are we looking for witches here?
I'm going to read that again. It's true about the fish, and that I weigh that too. Don't go looking for him in threes, that the cat has 4 feet. Uh, what?
I'm glad the cat has 4 feet.
What? And then it goes, the fire is on, diary for where I'm going. I know there are already several left, but here I am, doing what is necessary to see the sun. I haven't looked in a while. Okay. Okay.
Too
The
busy
next
playing wild.
verse. The next verse. The court supports my issues.
Of going to the farmer's market and weighing yourself against a fish? That's
Yes.
good.
I was always skilled at getting out of problems. Here they fall, the first to talk about more. Like the one who burns for so little, I was never good at school. Although it hurts my mother and father, I learned from the street and the pain. Again, makes sense from a translation perspective. That of the grandmother's tears, I leave a mark for when I die. I was firm with whoever I signed. I was not a saint, little gold coin. Wait, what? Only God knew my shrink. Okay,
All
okay.
right.
Uh, I left a mark for when I die. Whoever I signed was firm with. I was not a saint, little gold coin. Only God knew my shrink. And so that is a very poorly translated version of a pretty good song for my submission to this week's version of the Nardo Wick Poetry Slam. Don't weigh your fish if you don't want to be a little gold coin.
Nope, nope. But make sure to talk to your psychologist if they talk only to God.
Only God will know your psychologist. So, yes, correct.
Yep.
But only if you're at a farmer's market. That's where the psychiatrists live.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's a good one. It's like slam poetry stuff. I don't know. That's great. All right. So my submission this week is by So We Tie or So We Tea. I don't
So,
know.
wheaty. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. I I'm glad you uh specified that. It is called Is It the Way? All right. So yeah, here's a good one. All right, let's go. Mm-hmm. Blasian mix, super thick, California chick. Photogenic, take a pic, top of every list. List.
Yes.
Mrs. Make It Happen, doing numbers, got him pissed. Okay. If you ain't, try to licky lick. I'll pass like assist. Yeah. Arch your back, tune it up. Damn, I'm cute as fuck. Fuck. That's how I wake up every day, too. Quick.
Fair, fair.
Sorry. Quick to cut a bad word off. Damn, I'm rude as fuck.
That would actually be pretty rude to cut someone off, bad word or not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know it'd be going down. Have him choosing up. Up. He said I'm his gangster boo. Pretty little thug. Mwah. Yeah. Oh. Let's just look at that for a second. Thug. Mwah. Yeah. Oh.
I'd
Wow.
just like to point out how in every rap song now, for some reason, wah is a lyric. I don't know when that became slang in the ghetto, but for some reason, wah is showing up all the time now.
Really is. I'm surprised it didn't show up in yours. Um
Oh, could have been. Well, it might have. It's just poorly translated.
yeah, yeah. It's not gold coin, it's just moi. Yeah.
Little wah.
Mm-hmm. Bounce this to the beat. I look like a treat. But
Like a
don't you
tribute.
but don't you think it's sweet? Aha. That's all it says is aha. If I put it on him, I'ma put him straight to sleep. Yeah. Ain't a home wrecker, but I'll make him want to cheat. Make him want to cheat. Is it the way that I walk? The way I walk. Is
Is
it
it the
the
way you
way
talk?
I talk? That was the next line. So
God, we could be rappers too. That's
yeah.
hard.
Is it the way I keep it G? Yeah, I do. Maybe it's the way that I do me. Uh-uh. It
Mwah!
just says uh-uh. Yeah, no moi there. Uh, is it the way I do my hair? Do my hair? Is it the thighs or the hips or the hips? Is it
That
my
doesn't even rhyme.
vibe or the lips? Moi.
That rhymes now. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it just took a second. So there you go, your Nardo Wick Poetry Slam for this week.
Oh, sweetie.
I prefer sweet tie.
That's the properly enunciated version.
That's for the classy nights on the town. Oh yeah, very very classy. Speaking of numbers, 7 for 13. The significance of this, it's the combined kicking stats among both kickers at Arizona State this season. As a result, head coach Kenny Dillingham called their kicking
Kenny,
game.
you're fucking 40. Nobody goes by Kenny at 40.
You go by Kenuel like a man. Mm.
You go by Kennist.
Kenneth. So Kenneth Dillingham called their kicking game atrocious and decide, yeah, if you're going to use words like atrocious, you better stop going by Kenny when you're 40. And decided
Why are
to
you so serious, brah?
and decided to pull a Mike Leach RIP. He'll be holding tryouts for kickers. Requirement is simple, or requirements, I should say. Number one, be a full-time student at ASU, and two, email him. So ASU being the strong online presence it is, naturally we can enroll in some online classes and fill Coach Kennethy's kicking void.
It's Coach Keniston, sir. Get it right.
Kennethy, Keniston, he could go by a lot of things, not Kenny though. So we both wrote up a couple emails. So we're going to start with you, Mr. Wrangler. Tell the listeners what you're going to send to Coach Dillingham to get an audition to kick for the Fighting Sun Devils.
Okay. I have two, so we'll bounce. I'll give you my first and you can give me yours. All
Oh,
right.
yeah. Let's do it.
All right. My first email. Hi, Mr. Coach K-Bone. My name is Steve, and I'm a 17th year senior. I saw your posting that you're in need for a new kicker, and I am the man for the job. For the last 17 years, I've balanced a tight schedule between a full-time 5 credit per semester class load in my major of general studies, arguably the hardest at Arizona State, and being assistant to the captain of the Ultimate Frisbee team. While, while I don't have any direct experience kicking a football, in parentheses, my mom said I wasn't allowed to play, but joke's on her. Now I'm a man. I'm 35. I was, I was twice named Busy as Bee in my U7 soccer team. Be impressed, Kyle. Be impressed. See what I did? Be. So, let's talk about what you can do to make filling this role worth my time over beers you're buying. Also, also, Tuesdays are my taco days, so I won't be able to be at practice. For context, my taco days are the days that Chad gets hammered off PBR and butt chugs tacos. Also, I'm going to need you to get your jersey sponsored by Ed Hardy, or else I will not be wearing one. Thanks, K-Dog. In Chris Angel we trust, J-Bone. P.S. If you say no, my dad says I have to move out of his basement and get a real job, so I really need this.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. So my first one email shows up. Subject line: glorious kicking goal phenom! Exclamation point. The body of the email: dear comma Mr. Coach Kenny Dillingham, sir, colon. Greetings of the day. I am emailing you with exciting new. Your kicker man search is done. I am Bjorn Skitsgaard, a Malaysian foreign exchange student in my sophomore year. At my home university's rugby club, the Maroon Malices, My dropkick conversion rate is over 100%. On my EAFC franchise, my leg has been blessed by Messi himself as well as Ronaldo. I look forward to wearing the number 0 for you and doing kicking Arizona State to victory over the English. Also, when we travel to London to play them, I will be getting very drunk at a bar, as is my birthright just before kickoff. I look forward to sharpening my axes in preparation for battle. Postscript. On the offshoot chance that you are ignorant and do not accept my offer, I also have an Etsy account where I sell Panda Inspire wheat soaps. Love, Bjorn Skitsgard. Email b.skitsgard at cuddlypandasoaps.com. I also want to say that I based that entire email, that is like 75% of like emails that I've gotten from like students outside of this country trying to like cheat their way into a graduate assistant spot. So most of that is not made up. That's the scary part. All right. What's your second one?
I'd like to point out for the viewers at home, we both have two. These are both our first ones. We saved the best for last.
Oh, you have no idea. And I have no idea. Oh,
Uh,
all right.
all right. This one's going to take me a minute. I'm not going to be able to do it with a straight face.
Oh, God. Okay.
Bonjour, Mr. Dinningharm.
Good start.
My name is Francis Skis, and I'm a vivacious, enthusiastic third year from New York City. Francis Skis, Francis Scott Keys, see what I did there?
Ah.
Francis Skis, and I'm a vivacious and enthusiastic third year from New York City. I saw your posting for the role of kicker and would love to attend your open callback for this part. I've already emailed the women's golf coach separately to ask to attend one of her practices so I can get into character of Butch Sports Guy number one.
Yes.
Additionally, my complexion matches your cute red uniforms perfectly, so I'm a natural fit for this role. Willing to do nudity if there are any locker room scenes associated with this part.
Oh, God.
Please email me back with notes on what this character's inspiration is. What drives him? I told you I could do this with a straight face. What drives him to punt this sports ball? Does it come from deep childhood trauma that he's trying to project into his arts and crafts? Again, willing to do nudity to portray this trauma.
Great thing to double down on.
Also, waiting to hear if the women's golf coach needs me to do nudity. I'll let you know. I look forward to living up to every one of your expectations for me as a diva. Toodles F skis. P.S. If role of kicky ball guy does not include nudity, do you have any other roles that might?
Hey, if you're not going to get the job here, ask for a recommendation. Oh, oh, goodness gracious me. A butch sport ball, man.
Well, sir, is Bush sports ball guy number one?
Oh, God, that it's like, where did he find that listing at? I don't know. There's so many questions.
There's so few answers. We've been doing this show for almost a year, probably like 30, 40, 50 episodes. That was the hardest segment for me to get through this entire time.
Dude, yeah, this is going to be the hardest one for me to get through too.
You got this. I have so much confidence in you.
Oh, I don't. I really don't. I'm going to preface this by saying, when Phelps sent uh part of the script yesterday, he was like, yeah, we're going to do this and it's going to be like emails to the coach. I immediately, it was instantaneous that I came up with this idea. Okay. Which is,
Yeah.
which is bad.
I'm
Okay.
going to preface this by saying if there's not nudity, I don't want the role. Go ahead.
okay. Oh God. I'm going to take another drink. Ugh.
Smart man. I'm going to do the same. That took everything in me to get through that, and I did not do it well.
Hey, you did better than I think I'm going to do. So kudos.
Fingers crossed. You got this, bud. Fire away.
Subject line. It's just empty in parentheses. And the body of the email just says C, like the letter C, Vidya, Vidya, which there's also a video attached. And so this is the video that this applicant has. So give me a second to get set up here. All right. Here we go. Here we go. And almost there. Almost there. Oh, mouse, come on. You got to work better than that. And boom. There we go, baby. So here is the video. Hey there, coaching man. I Guillaume de la Fontaine Sanders, but you can think of me as if Martine and Bill Grammaticus kicking legs done had a baby out of wedlock. This quad cannon fires off them kicks faster than Miss Eddie at the Duck Hunt arcade game at Benji and Al's Smoke-A-Rama convenience store. The chances that I put a tree spot on the scoreboard is better than you surviving a night of Jeladiah's homemade toot scootin' chili with them frog fingers. Like, boy, they's delicious, but you done pays. You done pays. Once time I kicked a polar bear in the nuts so hard he started begging for honey and called me piglet. That's not entirely true. It was just my drunk Uncle Earl, but he looked like a polar bear now. He done did. You can ask anybody. Just like an alligator's medulla oblongata, my toes is ornery because they ain't got no ball to kick for the championship team, Mr. Coaching Man. Be like Eddie, pull the trigger, but not like she did when she shot Santiago Grammatica in the shoulder. We had to patch him up with some river trout, a fishing line, and by throwing him out of a high-speed vehicle at the hospital. Ben Searly, number 42, Guillaume de la Fontaine Sanders. And yes, I made it through. And the email is Guillaume Skull 420 at netscape.com.
Sad thing is, I would actually probably give that guy an audition.
Oh, okay. I did not think I was going to make it through that.
A year of this show, I just want to say, hands down, this is my favorite segment we've ever done.
Yeah. So there might have been parts of that. I was trying to go for Creole Cajun that you may not have understand or
It
understood.
alarms me that I understood that entire thing word for word.
Oh God. Oh God. Well, in case you didn't, I'm going to go through it again. And it's, hey there, coaching man. I am Guillaume de la Fontaine Sanders,
Great name.
but you think of me as if Martin and Bill Grammatica's kicking legs done had a baby out of wedlock.
They're brothers, by the way, for anyone that doesn't know.
Yeah. This quad cannon fires off them kicks faster than Miss Eddie at the Duck Hunt arcade game at Benji and Al's Smoke-A-Rama convenience store. The chances that I put a tree instead of three spot on the scoreboard is better than you surviving a night of Jeladiah's homemade toot scoot chili with frog legs. Like, boy, they's delicious, but you
Chances are
done
low.
but you done pays. You done pays. Once time I kicked a polar bear in the nuts so hard he started begging for honey and calling me Piglet. Now that's not entirely true. It was just my drunk Uncle Earl, but he looked like a polar bear. He done did. You ask anybody. Just like an alligator's medulla oblongata, my toes is ornery. Ornery because they ain't got no ball to kick for the championship team, Mr. Coaching Man. Be like Miss Eddie, pulled a trigger, but not like she did when she shot Santiago Grammatica in the shoulder, their other brother. Uh, we patched him up with some river trout a fishing line, and by throwing him out of a high speed vehicle at the hospital. Ben Searly, number 42, Guillaume de la Fontaine Sanders. Oh, yeah. And this is also a Dale Jr. hat like that I wore when I was a youth. And I was like, oh my God, that works perfectly for this.
It actually does fit Big Buck Hunter Arcade pretty well.
Oh yeah, and it's a Willie Nelson shirt for those
Oh,
of you who
fuck yes.
who can't see it. So yeah, I went all in on this one.
That might be the perfect fit for Arizona State or LSU. Honestly, win-win. There's two Power Four programs out there now that might need a kicker.
Right. So give us a call. Guillaume is standing by. Oh yes, he is. Oh yeah. So I,
You
so I don't know how we're gonna top that one, but we're gonna try to because it's time for the Giuseppe Stromboli redo of the week. Unofficially sponsored by the Virginia Wine and Garlic Festival. In honor of the famous remake of the popular series of books out of the UK, we honor the pool playing, bang noodle wielding, and absolutely from New Jersey Wizard with our Giuseppe Stromboli redo of the week, unofficially sponsored by the Virginia Wine and Garlic Festival. Ever wanted to attend Virginia's largest agriculture festival? What if I told you its requirements include no plastic cups, glasses, tumblers, bottles, or growlers may be brought into the festival? Also, no pets or canopy chairs.
so many rules.
I want to know where canopied chairs came from because that's just, I don't know. What if I told you?
Uh,
Hmm?
Agricultural people are not fans of laziness, and obviously that's just lazy.
Obviously, go. What if I told you
It's
that the
on the
black.
ground, at our agricultural festival.
Mm. Now that's a lot of rules, but here's the flip side.
Right.
Blackyard Medicine is playing on the Garlic stage on night one.
Oh, let's go.
Fucking go. Come or
The
not,
irony of Blackyard Medicine playing at a festival of nothing but white people.
right? Come or not, who cares? This week, we're going to Deutschland. Yeah, das ist good. Yeah, we are going to the Dusseldorf, where police were wondering why a German pizzeria's sales for one item, known only for now as item number 40, which criminal director Michael Graf von Moltke said was amongst the best selling pizzas worldwide. So they were wondering why this was the case. Unfortunately, in this world of subpar news, we couldn't actually find what a number 40 pizza actually had on it, other than it would come with cocaine. That's it. So it's just some sort of mystery pizza and cocaine. So the fuzz busted the joint in which a 36-year-old Croatian pizza manager threw a bag of drugs out the window when raided, shockingly caught harmlessly by police officers below. A few days later, I believe it was the Croatian dough slinger was released and reopened said pizzeria. He also continued to sell the number 40, still with the booger sugar. This allowed roughly 150 police officers to bust an entire drug ring in West Germany, arresting some 22-year-old drug kingpin who is allegedly a Russian mixed martial artist. Just the wildest story.
How good could this really be of a drug ring if their fucking leader was 22 years old? Can we back up that for a second here? What fucking worldwide drug ring has a 22-year-old leader? When did he come into power? When he was fucking 21?
Right. And of the assets seized, I mean, it was like $250,000 of drugs, which is a lot of drugs. But when you're looking at street value, I mean, that's not that big of a bust.
Not
right?
to mention also like a Jack Johnson CD and a GameCube. What's your point?
Oh, that sounds like a good Friday night right there. Uh,
Will Chad be there? But Chad's coming, right?
Banana pancakes, bro. So, Wrangler, we got a two-parter on our hands. Number one, what type of pizza are you serving as the number 40 in this scenario? Because God forbid any journalists do their job and give us the facts we need. And what other ways would you serve your customers who want the za with a side of not sleeping for 48 hours straight? Let's start with the pizza. What type of pizza is coming with this cocaine?
There's an obvious answer to this. Okay.
Oh, I
The
agree.
obvious answer is that the world is torn on do we or do we not put pineapple on pizza? And when we put pineapple on pizza, usually you do it as a Hawaiian. You put some ham in there. I don't know what they call that in Germany because Germany doesn't have Hawaii. I don't know, like a Berlin. I don't know what you call that. But anyway, whatever they call it is what it is, right? But that's basic. If we're trying to be like classy and like sell shit, you don't want to be basic. So we're going to do a pineapple 10 ways pizza. We're going to do 10 different styles of pineapple on this pizza. Style number one, bacon wrapped pineapple. Style number two, maple cured pineapple. Style number three, pickled pineapple. Style number four, raw pineapple. Style number five, pineapple unshelled. Style number
Ooh.
six, beer battered pineapple.
So
Style
it's
number
deep fried?
seven, is
Yes.
battered by the beer. Style number seven, beer soaked pineapple. Style number eight, pineapple a la carte. Style number nine, banana infused pineapple. And
Ooh.
style number 10, pepperoni basted pineapple. We're doing pineapple 10 ways on this number 40. And that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so.
How do you pepperoni paste a pineapple?
You have to ask, you can't afford it.
I can't. I can't.
No
Okay.
cocaine for you, sir. Sorry.
Oh, goddamn. Oh, wow. So much pineapple there. I went in a different
Not
direction.
enough. That's not how you look at it.
Exactly. So this pizza I'm stealing from the movie Mr. Deeds, a one Mr. Crazy Eyes, and combining the two pizzas he got in that film. So it is a French fries, Oreo peanut butter, and gumball pizza, sir. That is how you get your cocaine.
I think that also happened in Elf.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. All right, so the second part, what other ways would you serve your customers who want the za with a side of not sleeping for 48 hours straight?
It's a solid question. It's a solid question. I think answer number one is I'm gonna make this pizza parlor like an Asian restaurant, so that I can have a koi pond in the front. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna put baggies of Coke inside these koi fish and let people buy koi fish for their home and just take them that way. If you want a side of Asian pizza too, cool. Or you just buy a koi fish and you got all the booger sugar that you want. Koi fish are also expensive though, which is an issue, but that's not really relevant now. Now, the other thing and the simple solution, what do? We just mix the Coke in with our dough. What does Coke kind of look like, weirdly? Pizza
Flour.
dough, flour, exactly. And we just go ahead and bake it right into our dough. I don't know what happens when you bake cocaine, but we're gonna find out. Problem solved.
All right. There we go. There we go. So I only have one for you, but yeah, it's kind of well, there's only two parts. First, the number 40 is only delivery only. You can't do it in store pickup.
Mark,
But
Mark.
you still have to actually pick it up from someplace because it always delivers to a back alley behind my competitors pizza joint where I also steal their cardboard boxes and put it in there and sell it to you.
I like it. I
Cash,
like
cash
it.
only.
Straight cash, homie.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that is how you run a fucking drug ring. And
Hell
that
yes.
is how you fucking become a kicker for the Arizona State Sun Devils. We gave a lot of good advice this week on
But
this
will there
rendition.
be nudity involved with your number 40 sales?
Most likely.
Well,
Absolutely.
then I want the number 40. 'Cause.
Yes. So with that, we go ahead and call this one another week in the books of Floral Foolishness.
Sports.
Oh, yeah, where it's always island time, sometimes a nude island time. We thank you for joining us and hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. I'm Mike Stoczy, joined by the Dragon Wrangler, Jeremy Phelps, and his mouse, whatever that's a mouse, right?
It's yeah, we're gonna call that a mouse. It's definitely a mouse.
It's a mouse. Uh, and you stay tropical. Djibouti. Djibouti. Djibouti.